In this video, we're going to go over program 13.4, which deals with extracting the day of the week, the day of the month, and the year from a SAS date. Also, we're going to learn how to create a format to represent the days of the week with Sunday, Monday with their names, not with numbers. We'll see that, and we'll also learn how to compute age of a person from the date of birth using the year difference function. Okay. So, program 1 here is basically program 13.4, which appears in page 186. Now I have called the data extract because we're going to extract the day of the week, the day of the month, and the year from a date or from date values. The in format statement is telling SAS that the variable date has this particular format. The variable date that SAS is going to be reading has the month, day, year, 10 character format. Now my input is date, the dates basically, which are going to appear here after data lines. This we're not reading from a txt file this time. We're just writing the numbers here. Now it is interesting to see that after the date, the name of the variable date, we have two @. Okay, so this symbol tells SAS that I can have more than one date on a line. So it's not like I'm gonna have, okay, so this and then this second date below it, so everything aligned, kind of like in one column. So basically this allows you to put successive dates one next to the other, and SAS will just read this one, and then it will jump to this one, and it will clearly see that this is the first observation, this is the second, third, and so on and so forth. Now, day of the week, we want to create a variable which is day of week, or day underscore week, that is the weekday of the date. So there is a function in SAS that allows you to do that. It's called the weekday function. Weekday parentheses date, because date is the the value that you are feeding this function to get the day of the week. Now, day of the month, the function that we use is day of the date. Year of the date. So basically, for example, when SAS reads this first date, it will read it into this data set extract, and also will create the day underscore week variable, which is the week date of this date, the day of the month of this date, which will be, I'm guessing, 5, and year of the date, which will be 2000, right? Now I also have to have a format for the date variable, because remember, if I don't have a format, it will read date and it will write it as the number of days after January the 1st, 1960. So it won't look like a date. I have chosen the date9 dot format, which is basically 2 numbers for the day, 3 letters as an acronym for the month, and then the year. Okay, and then this data line statement is telling SAS, okay, this is the data here. So it's written in the program. It's not read from an external file. And then run, and then we're gonna print this to see how it looks. So if we run it, okay, this is what we get. So it read the date with the format that we wanted, date9, and now it created a variable called date week, date month, and the year. Okay, so 5th of January, or January the 5th, 2000, year 2000, day of the month 5th, day of the week 4. Now, day of the week 4, for SAS, the week starts on Sunday. So day number 1 is Sunday, day number 2 is Monday, and so on, right? So day 4 will be Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So this will be a Wednesday, okay? This would be a Tuesday, this would be a Sunday, and so on and so forth. But maybe you don't really want to have, numbers for the day of the week. Maybe you want to have, the name of the day, like Wednesday, Thursday, whatever. So we can do that very easily by creating a format. And now this is program 13.5. I created a format using proc format. We already saw how to do this in a previous chapter, but this is just one more application of proc format. I'm calling this format DOW, day of the week. And I'm saying, well, 1, I'll call it Sunday, 2, Monday, 3, Tuesday, and so on and so forth, right? That's my format. Exactly the same program that I had before. Now, in the format statement, I will say, well, day of the week, the variable day week, I want to format it according to this format that I created, DOW. Okay, and I run that, and I print, and let's see what I get. Okay, well, now it has transformed the day of the week into, the actual names of the days. Okay, Wednesday, Tuesday, Sunday, and so on. Now I have a little piece of code here, prog sgplot. We saw this prog before. It basically plots graphs for you, and it does many things. But one of the things that it does is it allows you to create bar graphs with this option, the vvar option. So you want, or the vvar statement, I should say. So the vvar statement in prog sgplot allows you to create a bar graph, in this case for a categorical variable like the day of the week. So I just want to create a bar graph for day of the week because I want to perhaps see, what percentage or how many Mondays or how many Tuesdays, how many Thursdays I have in my data set, right? So let's run the whole thing and see what we get. So we got the same, the same table. By the way, if you want to get rid of this, you can always write no OBS, right? So so it doesn't show. Anyway, so this is the result of the prog sgplot, right? We have 3 Sundays and how many Tuesdays? 2 Tuesdays and 3 Wednesdays, which is, you can clearly see here, 1, 2, 3 Sundays. Yeah, so this matches basically what we have here. Okay. Now another program that I want to show you. This is not in the book, but this is kind of like what you would do to get the birth, the age of a group of people. There's an explanation of the YRDIF, or year difference function, in page 190. This is just an application of that. This is a program that I wrote. Now I'm creating a data set called birthdays. I'm gonna use the same dates that we use for these 2 programs. Okay, these dates here. Let's assume that these are the birthdays of a group of people. Okay. So, okay, I'm reading these dates. The in format is telling SAS, okay, the date variable is a date with this format, month, day, year, 10 characters. My input variable is date, and it's gonna come one next to the other. That is the double add that we saw before. Now, how do I compute the age? Well, truly speaking, you could just, instead of having this int part here that I had, you could just say, okay, is the year diff, that's the function that you use, of date versus, so let's say I want to know the date of these people today, right, at October the 29th, 2018. But I could change this and say I want to know the age of these people on January the 1st, 2020, or whatever day I want. Okay, so this is just going to compute the difference between these 2 dates in years. Okay, now that usually will be a number with decimals. So like for example 12.72 years or 13.56 years, but no one really reports age like that. You know, we report the integer part of that number. So if you're 20.72 years old, you still say that you're 20. You don't say you're 21. You don't say you're 20.72. You say you're 20. So that's why I wrote this int parentheses of this, because this is basically saying, okay, just give me the integer part of this function. Okay, so give me the integer part. So if this is 20.72, this integer of 20.72 will be 20. Okay, now I also have to have a format for the date, because I want to display that in my data set, and if I don't format that, it will just show the number of days after January the 1st, 1960. Okay, data lines, these are the data, and let's run this. Okay, and you see these are the dates, the birth dates of these people, and these are the ages of them. So this person who was born on January the 5th, 2000 is now 18 years old. This person who was born on December the 1st, 2013 is 4 years old. Okay. This person who was born on November the 4th, 1998 is 19 years old, and so on.